Phil's on the mic, broadcasting duels, duty set, game passing, vibing, profits, my rooted, bad bets in the ledger, dice keep tumbling, studio dreams crashing, $billion fumbling. Game pass a ghost, we need you to shell, buy our games or the ship gone dwell. Bad investments, now we begging the crew. Phil says Game Pass is not for you. Try to stack them chips, but the tower went fall. Shouting innovation, but we juggle in a stall. Gambled on clouds, now we're drowning in puffs. Buy our games, cries a slogan, ain't subtle or buff. Yeah, Game Pass a ghost, we need you to shell. Buy our games or the ship gone dwell. Bad investments, now we begging the crew. Phil says Game Pass is not for you. Subscription dreams with ambitions to burst. Now the devs in the lab trying to quiet that thirst. Tears in the office, deals gone awry. Phil slid the mic, we aim for the sky. Jack in a tomb, Mark any stutter. Money burn quick, flows in the gutter. Tell the homies to cop or the engine stall. Phil sermon, fingers point down the halls. Phil says Game Pass is not for you. Go. Phil says Game Pass is not for you. Trying to stack them chips, but the tower went fall. Shouting innovation, but we juggle in a stall. Gambled on clouds, now we're drowning in puffs. Buy our games, cries a slogan, ain't subtle or buff. Yeah, Game Pass a ghost, we need you to shell. Buy our games or the ship gone dwell. Bad investments, now we're begging the crew. Phil says Game Pass is not for you. Phil says Game Pass. Yeah. Subscription. Is not for you. Subscription dreams with ambitions to burst. Now the devs in the lab trying to quiet that thirst. Tears in the office, deals gone awry. Phil slid the mic, we aim for the sky. Phil says Game Pass. Yeah, is not for you. Yeah. We aim for the sky. Phil says Game Pass. Tech in the tomb, marketing stutter. Money burn quick, flows in the gutter. Tell the homies to cop or the engine stalls. Phil sermon, fingers point down the halls. Yeah, is not for you. Yeah. Phil says Game Pass. Yeah, is not for you. Huh.
In our hands we held the gold, as untold stories unfold. Sudden shift, no words conveyed. Stolen dreams where we once played. Console joy, stand a bloom. Echo voices in the room. Told us once they'd always stay. Promises just slipped away. World has let us down. Games now gone without a sound. No more fun where dreams collide. Broken trust, no place to hide.
Yo, what's up, grinders? How you doing out there? Woo, long time no see. I told you we're gonna cook. We're gonna cook. That's right. Hit that like button, grinders. Come on in here. Let them know that I'm live tonight on a different night here because we got some things to talk about. Some things went down today. And also, I had to finish some thoughts last night. By the way, I didn't get the spider. He's still around here somewhere, so you may hear a scream or a screech from me if he comes out here. So I didn't get him last night. He's my friend now. I'm gonna call him Peter Parker. I don't know where you are, Peter, but he's around here. That Peter Spider, dude. He was a big ass spider, and I had him and he got away. But anyway, grinders, hit that like button. We got some things to talk about. We got some finesse, and we got some things that just happened today. So, oh man, here it is. Whoosh, man. As you could tell from the title, there was a thought that I had about the whole Sega thing, and you know, because I was just, as we go back and I did the history and we wound up like why Xbox existed, somebody in the comments brought up about how Sony joined in as well. The Spider's an Xbox. There he is. I got an Xbox running around here. That's right, little dog. So, like, you know, how these things came about, how Sony partnered with Nintendo, Nintendo screwed them with Pioneer and went with the CD. And then Sony had this tech already done, so they said, let's make a console. But one of the things that was very apparent from this whole shenanigans here was that Xbox really wanted to block Sony, make sure they spend them out of business, as Matt Booty said, keep them away from where they wanted to be when they were trying to get this Xbox entertainment thing going. And again, they did some good things. Like, really, I don't want to say that they came in with bad intentions and then they didn't do anything for Xbox. They did some good things. But over the years, Microsoft got their grubby hands on it and they borrowed more money, and now we are at where we are now. And what's crazy is that I think YouTube like reads my mind, because I'm listening to just a show. I'm listening back to my own show and just hearing and reading the comments and reading the chat. I read the chat all the time. And it brought up Dusty Bin's interview with Phil Ness. And that made me trigger. I was like, I got to go live. And then I saw the news today. It was announced today. This Meta Quest Xbox. And then the Mothman, Bloomberg, Jason Schreier, says what's going to be happening to layoffs over at Microsoft again. It sucks. And it's specifically they're going to go for Xbox. And it was crazy because shout out to J-Dub. We were talking about that last night. If the future of Xbox is the app, how many people do you need around to put a sticker on something? How many people do you need to stare at a device and go, you know what, let's put an Xbox button on it? You don't need that many. So we talked about last night, like Windows is probably like, thank you, we'll take it from here. And that's where it goes to hell. But shout out to everybody coming on in here. Hit that like button. We're going to talk about this Meta Quest thing, but we're also going to talk about why Xbox is not Sega. I had some videos that they said they were. But you want to know what? What they're doing, it's really strange. It's all haphazard. And we're going to talk about it. And it brings up a lot of questions that I wanted to bring to you guys. And there were some questions that I wanted to bring up yesterday. Just food for thought. And maybe you have answers. Maybe we don't. I know that there's anything that I found. But grinders, we're going to have a fun night tonight. This is Grinds Bite style. Check out the video from yesterday. We did an incredible video. By the way, Death Stranding released 2 as well. I know a lot of you are rocking that. I downloaded it. I played about a half hour to an hour. I'll give my impressions of it at the next show. But all I got to say is, holy crap. If somebody could take a picture of my face when I booted up that game, my mouth was a gape. It was open. It was just like, I had my mouth just open. Like, I could not believe how incredible this game looks. And on top of it, the way they introduce you to what it is a friggin' cinema. Cinema. And that's all I'm going to say for right now. And also, They actually explain how to do what you need to do, and they fix so many things. And I found all this in the first half hour. Incredible. No spoilers. We're not talking about it yet, but man, oh man, I got a chance to play some of it, and I'm going back to it. But we got to talk business here, because this is something that grinds my gears. So get ready, grinders. It's gaming entertainment tonight. It's going to be fun. It may be, you may get some new phrases, people faces, who knows? This is why you want to join here live, because this is why I do it live. I interact with you guys in the chat, and things just happen. And we come up with jokes and memes, and that's why we got all the emojis and music. So get ready. Log says copy on the way. Let me shout out to the chat, everybody coming on in here. Over 50 people on a night that nobody knew I was here. Hit that like button, share them out, put the grind signal up, because you do not want to miss this live, because we're going to be roasting. This is just a Grinds Bite roast session. All right, we'll get the pans out, get the garlics, get the oils, the sizzling. Phil Spencer, you better be ready. You're in the hot seat.
I don't know.
I got some questions for you. I got Phil Spencer right here. He's going to answer some questions. He's stuttering right now. He's in trouble. Shout out to Twisted Sin coming on in here. Kratos says Xbox is trash. Welcome, Kratos. Dog Zone, Log Hog, Twisted Sin, Easy Tone, Maddie B, Subtext is here. Rob Gomez, Don John Deshawn is here. Nemois, Neo Minist, Christopher Duran is in the house. Maniolis is here. Maddie Beast. Only way we do a Gameaholic. Who else is in this place? Dad of War, Liquid Data, 2 days in a row. Hit that like button. Pedro Martinez first in here. Cosmic Hero 270. Microsoft has extra shit this week. Yeah, man. That's why we got to roast them. That's why we're roasting. Zog Zone says 6K layoffs. Oh, man. Not like this. Not like this. But anyway. So, let's get... I don't even know where to begin. I know where to begin. Let's begin with this, because this is what's going to put us into Xbox is not Sega. And this is where I had this thought about this whole, is it Sega? When Sega left the business, they left and they said, hey, we're going to put our software on everything else, and we're no longer going to make the hardware. What's up, Hero Down Under? And Microsoft is not doing that. Instead, they are going with hardware diarrhea. They're like, yo, why don't we just put our name on everything that has Game Pass on it or some cloud on it, and we will just brand it as an Xbox. And you want to know what's crazy? Is the reason why I don't say... The thing is that Microsoft does not have the software. What's up, Sam C? That's the difference. When Sega left, they had the Sega Sports, the 2K Sports games. They had all the Jet Set radios, the Sonic Team. Sega had a Power Stone. They had a lot of IP. Sega had a legendary software IP that they now were going to share with the competition, because they're not going to make the hardware anymore. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, Microsoft didn't even have the ink dry from these big acquisitions before they're ready. Didn't even brand it. They spent all that money. Shining Force at Mondo. Yeah, put it all the Sega IP. Phantasy Star Online, El Nini. Yeah. All franchises and software. That wasn't their problem. Sega's problem was the hardware. Virtua Fighter 6. Exactly. So when Sega said, let's put our software, great. Microsoft is up Schitt's Creek without two paddles. They are not doing good in hardware. They don't want to make hardware, nor do they have the software. And what they did in the last 4 or 5 years is that they just bought a whole bunch of publishers to slap their name on everything. It is Phil Spencer, the tramp stamp extraordinaire. That's all they've been doing is tramp stamping everything. He's tramp stamped fans at Fan Fest, signed that ass. He tattooed them up. Ask True Virgil. He got the tattoo, a vapor chamber, right above his ass crack. They went from branding people to now branding devices. Phil Spencer said, I'm tired. My back hurts from signing asses. I'm going to be signing now MetaQuests.
You're my number one customer.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to sign some MetaQuest and some ROG allies. Let's do some of that signing. My back hurts from signing all those asses at FanFest. That's why we didn't have it this year. Like, wait, we didn't have it this year. Yeah, we didn't. You know, and people think like, what do you mean Phil Spencer signed asses? Dude, they signed asses over there. And, you know, like, he now is like, I'm done with that. Now I'm going to start doing this. Twisted Sin with that too. He goes, but Jez, you forgot Xbox VR finally. You know, this is crazy, Twisted, because of all the things that Xbox big failures is the fact that they didn't make a VR. And what's so confusing about this is that how little Xbox has to do with this device that they're calling it an Xbox edition. You can't even play all your games on it. I want to know how many people are going to buy this and plug it into their Xbox to think that this is Xbox VR. And all it is a horrible video within a space that you could stream Xbox Game Pass. And I'm telling you right now, I used it on my MetaQuest and it is trash. It is juicy balls.
Treasure is gemstone.
That's what it is.
Juicy, glazed blackberry.
It is trash. It is the lamest implementation of streaming application on this thing. When I used it, because I wanted to test it out, I saw the Xbox app there. Let me click on it. Listen, it puts you in a gray room with a virtual screen in front of you, and that is it. And I'm like sitting there going, it's just an empty room. They didn't make any kind of like customization, nothing. It is just the lamest thing ever, unless they fixed it. But I used it a few months ago and it was ass. And you are using the MetaQuest. Hear this. You are using the Meta Wi-Fi with a Bluetooth controller to the headset to stream Xbox Cloud games from Xbox Ultimate, which costs $20 a month. That's what this is. $20 a month. They give you 3 months of Game Pass and an Xbox controller. That's their contribution. And they said, make it black. Notice they could not put the Xbox logo on the MetaQuest at all. You notice that? There's no logo on this thing. They said, here's a controller and Game Pass thrown in. Hell, they put the controller back in Oculus. If you remember Oculus included the Xbox controller? You probably don't remember this. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because it wasn't even called Meta. It wasn't even called Meta. Meta didn't even own them yet. Because it was the same year the PSVR 1 launched. That's how far. Listen. You want to see how, like... listen, I really think that they're sitting around... Watch this. I think they're sitting around and they are just like coming up with last ditch efforts. That's what I think. What was it, 2017? Yep, there it is. Oh my god. Look. You ready? What the yo, what are these things, these websites here? Dude. Really? That's private news? I went to The Verge and it's like, oh, subscribe to read it. I'm like, dude, it's public knowledge. What are you talking about? My God. Here you go. 2016 grinders. Oculus Touch Control. Wait, no, not this one. What the hell? It's right here. The Oculus Rift will ship with Xbox One controller thanks to Microsoft partnership. Look at the year. First one. What are we doing here? It is like revisionist history. Grinders. Are you kidding me? Microsoft said, yo, do everything we just did 10 years ago. They're like, let's talk about play. Let's talk about Play Anywhere again. We did, that's 10 years old. Let's go put a controller with an Oculus headset. Phil Spencer like pulled out the 10-year ago package. That's what he said. That's what Phil Spencer did. He's like, you know, guys, Xbox is shit. We're done. We're cooked. Figure out what we did 10 years ago. Do something. Do something. That's what Phil Spencer said. He's like, yo, we're cooked. We got no money. We spent all the money. I got to get the hell out of here. This is my job. He's like, do something. Pull out the handbook for 10 years ago. Oculus Rift. Meta wasn't even involved. And look at the announcement. This. Oh, here's after we watch a commercial. After I watch a commercial that I can't mute. Oh shit!
The only lighter than light beam.
There we go. I'll mute for you guys. There we go. Coronas, baby, in the house.
We've all been dreaming about this for decades. This is the beginning of VR gaming. Today, I'm excited to show you the Oculus Rift. So here it is. This is it.
Oh my
It's
god.
light, you can hold it with one hand. We've designed a custom display and optic system.
Guess who was there?
That enables us to achieve comfortable presence. There's no motion blur, there's no judder, there's no pixels. You're really there. It also features a wide field of view so that you really feel immersed. And a new constellation tracking system. There's an external sensor that you put on your desk.
Put this
Plug it
thing
into the
away.
back of your
This is
computer
not
and you're all
worth it.
set. That's it. And the Rift features an integrated audio system that we've
No, let's get to when. There he comes.
We know that some people want to bring their own.
Wait,
So we've
grinders.
made them really easy to
Yo, grinders. Wait a second.
take right
They're
off.
not done. Look who
We've added
is.
a nice convenient dial that allows you to adjust the lens distance, so you can get those lenses right in the center.
10
of your
years
eye.
ago.
I'm incredibly excited to announce that we're going to include a wireless Xbox One controller and adapter in the Oculus Rift.
One dude. Phil Spencer
The
clapping.
Rift will natively work.
Oh shit! Why is Phil Spencer at a VR event? Phil Spencer believes in VR. What? Excuse me? Grinders, hit that like button. I told you you want to be here. I told you. One dude, Phil Spencer's mom was in the crowd. This guy built this up. Look at this. One dude, I think it was Phil Spencer's mom.
Xbox
She's like,
One
Phil!
controller
Phil!
and adapter in the
It was this
Oculus
guy.
Rift.
The Rift will natively work.
He was there.
Where the box is in.
Easy Tone, the box, know the name. Phil was there 10 years ago because he said, I'm putting an Xbox One controller with the Oculus Rift. Ooh. Now they do it 10 years later. Now they call the Rift the Xbox. Why did he say, yo, bitch, move over, bitch. I put a controller. The Oculus Rift's an Xbox. What happened to Phil Spencer saying that this is an Xbox? He's at the freaking event. He's at the event. 10 years ago, Phil Spencer was at the Oculus Rift event talking about a controller. He just said, bitch, it's real nice what you're doing with the Oculus Rift, but bitch, that's an Xbox. They would have slapped Phil off the head. They would have said, what? Listen to Phil. Let's see what Phil had to say.
Rift will natively work with Windows 10 to make it easy to set up, jump in, and have incredible VR experiences from day one. Another key area of focus for us that we talked about back in January was the ability to stream Xbox One games to Windows 10 devices. I'm really proud to announce that that same streaming capability will be available for Oculus Rift. Something we've spent a lot of time perfecting, and the ability to work with the team at Oculus to create a virtual cinema where Xbox One games will show up, I think really pays off the value of people's investment in their games and obviously their investment in Oculus.
But a VR platform.
Yo. Outside gaming night. What are we doing here? Why wasn't Phil calling an Xbox back then? I told you. Here he is. Phil Spencer at the Oculus event. And the reason why they did this in 2015 was because PlayStation had a VR. And they had to make sure that they had something there, that they were in the VR space. There you go. And here he is, Phil Spencer showing up again.
No, you like to look at yourself on television, you sick son of a bitch. So look at this.
There you go. Why wasn't he calling it an Xbox 10 years ago? Phil Spencer, why didn't you say, you know what, dude?
And have incredible VR experiences from day one. Another key
Oh,
area-
shit. Hold on. Aaron's here.
Hey, Ron, where are you?
There he
Where
is.
is Ron right now? No Ron, huh?
There he is.
Well, you better be sick, dead, or mute, Ron.
There he is. He's hyping up a MetaQuest. Oh, shit, Aaron. He put a switch down to jump in.
Area of focus for us that we talked about back in January was
Oh, man. Phil talked about this back in January, and he wasn't done.
ability to stream Xbox One games to Windows 10 devices.
And guess what? 10 years later, now he calls it an Xbox. Dude. 10 years ago, a decade ago. And that was when you plug that thing into Windows 10. Windows 10 devices, they have been, this is like rinse and repeat. They keep doing the same stuff, saying the same things. You saw it last night about Play Anywhere. Another 10-year ago article about play the games you want, where you want, on any device. We give you this. It's like, Phil, we get it. It's been over 10 goddamn years. Not 2, not 1, 10 years. You're doing the same shit and none of it worked. You didn't even get a little drop of blood. You didn't even do a little bit. None of it worked. Like, don't you realize this ain't it? People don't want this. This is not the way. You did nothing to build game franchises of quality and of stature that are worth anything. So all you're doing now is just spamming the Xbox name on other people's shit. And do you see the names? I told you this yesterday. The Asus ROG Ally X, the Asus ROG Xbox ROG, they are not taking any one of their marketing out of the name. They are not saying the Asus ROG Xbox. Oh, no. It is the Asus ROG, Republic of Gamers, Xbox Ally, which is their brand, X, the version of it. And then they threw Xbox in there.
Where the box is in the name of our brand.
Now here, MetaQuest 3S, which is the the shittier one. It's the slimmed down one. It's not even the main one. The Meta Quest 3. This is the 3S. This is the cheaper one. Xbox edition. This is what they feel. Just throw box in the name. Like, it is the most convoluted, cumbersome, confusing thing. When I saw this, and the way they marketed this thing, the way they show this, the way they had this Xbox edition, it is confusing as people are like, oh, do I plug this into my Xbox? It's like, no, you don't. I have the MetaQuest 3. I love it. I got 2 of them. I play VR sports and I use it, exercise. I love it. I really do like the MetaQuest 3. The 3S, I know that was the compromises on it, because I think, I don't know what they were, because I didn't pay attention to that because I had the other one. But this is what it has. For the first time, they're thrilled. Oh, for the first time? No, dude, I just showed 10 years ago, Xbox put a controller with the Quest. For the first time, we're thrilled to deliver a Quest headset that not only delivers incredible mixed reality, but is crafted for Xbox fans. Jesus. The MetaQuest 3 Xbox Edition, available today for $400, comes loaded with everything you need to start gaming. A custom Xbox black and velocity green headset, matching touch controllers, and a limited edition Xbox wireless controller, an Elite strap, 3 months of Meta Horizon, their subscription, and 3 months of Game Pass. That's wonderful, because after 3 months, that thing is a brick. And now you're paying $20 a month. This is the thing. MetaQuest Horizon Plus is $60 for a year, and they give you like it's like a PlayStation Plus Essential. They give you like a library of games, and they add a couple of games there. Yeah, you know why it's called Velocity Green, Don Johnson? Because they can't get out of the business fast enough. That's why it's called. They're like, Velocity Green, get it the hell out of here fast. 3 months of Meta Horizon. Meta Horizon is $60 a year. And you get a library of games, and they give you like 2 or 3 games a month, and you get discounts. It's like PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Core. Well, no, Xbox Live Core doesn't do that. Xbox Live subscription thing. That's $60 a year. Xbox Game Pass is $20 a month. That's what they're giving you. So what are you going to keep when you're done? And who wants to play wear the headset on their head with the controller and play on a virtual screen in low resolution, a screen within a screen in an empty virtual room? It's not even in 3D. There's no VR about it. It is a 2D screen that's blown up in a virtual screen. That's it. Now, you can do an AR where it's just like a virtual screen in front of you, but you're wearing this big-ass headset with an Xbox controller that being the Bluetooth to it. Like, it is really the little of the little. Like it is really the smallest group of people I could think of like would do that at all. So I don't know what their plan is. You compare any wireless controller, an Xbox Elite controller, an adaptive controller.
You're my #1 customer.
To the Quest using Bluetooth. I don't get it. I do not get this strategy that they're working on. So it is wild times. GameCat, specifically a white tiger with the 10, he goes, only if Sony marketed realizes that it's an amazing product they have with PSVR 2. True next-gen gaming. Hitman and March Peak Gaming. Yo, Hitman is good. Midnight Walk, Ghost of Tabor, and I got 80 hours in Tabor already. Yo, shout out to GameCat, man. Yo, and I'm going to tell you, they announced a couple of new VR games, too, today as well for the PlayStation VR 2. I wish they did more first-party stuff to it. I think it'll be great. Yes, Mr. Grimm. It is a big screen inside a virtual headset. That's what it is. It doesn't make the games 3D. It's just a virtual screen, a virtual 2D screen. Let me see if I could just give you an image of it. It's exactly what that lady was doing. What is it? Xbox game, cloud streaming on Meta Quest, and it's actually been there for like a long time. Yeah, here it is. Wait a second. It's like this. Not that guy. It's like that. And it doesn't, and this is what I mean. They got you in this empty ass room here. Or you could play it with the low resolution cameras giving you a pass through, which is warping a little bit. And you could sit there, and this thing is, it's not 4K. First off, it doesn't even stream in 4K xCloud. It streams like in 1080p, 720p. And you're playing on a screen like that. And you could do small, medium, or large. And you're wearing a big-ass headset on your head. It doesn't even make the games virtual. It doesn't give you virtual. You don't even use the hand things. It doesn't make your games 3D. Again, that's what it is. That's the Xbox VR experience. And then if you don't want to use the crappy cameras around it, you could use their room, and this is their room. Like, it's just this empty ass room here. Let me see. It's like this empty, yeah. Like that's what Phil wants you to do right there, dude. That's what Phil wants you to do. Phil, this is the future.
Like, I'd have to go.
This is gonna turn it around, Phil. This is it.
Where that box is in the name of.
It's turning it around right here, Phil. This is the gamer that you're going for. Phil, is this the gamer? Is this? Oh, that's juicy. That's the $2 billion that Phil wants to touch. Yep. They're all lined up, Phil. That's the experience. Dude. But really, how many people are playing like this? This is an Xbox. This is who you what like my thing is that what do you like, Phil? This is a party trick. Look at me. Like this is who is doing this? Phil, I tried it out. The shit was low resolution just to try it out. But what person is doing this, Phil? And this app, look how old these videos are, dude. Look, a year ago, this Xbox Cloud streaming app has been there for over a year. Where was this announcement? Where was this bullshit then? Where was this when you launched Game Pass on it? What the fuck are you doing a year and a half later, Phil? For these people, for this guy? Who's playing like this, man? This is what I don't understand, grinders, and this is what grinds my friggin' gears, right? These poor Xbox fans, these 32 or so million Xbox console owners are sitting there getting stepped on, tossed aside, bamboozled, increased game prices of $80 to these poor people. The Xbox console owner is the sucker. They're the Xbox sucker. Just like in Bronx Tale, where he goes, Dad, Sonny says the working man's a sucker. The working man's a sucker. The Xbox console owner is a sucker because Phil just dismisses him. You got 32 million people there waiting for you to make deals, great games, waiting for the exclusive games, ready to cook. They bought your $500 console. 35 million. How many million people you got doing this shit? What are you wasting your time? What are you doing? You really think these are the Game Pass subscribers? These are the people that want to pay $20 a month? That's the market that you're chasing, Phil. That market. Or the 3 million handhelds. These are niche, small-ass markets. You didn't want to do your own VR. Oh, it's too niche. It's a small market. I don't want to do VR. But you're chasing this? This is who you think is gonna grow your install base? This? And a year and a half after the service launched, now you give an Xbox edition? That tells me that nobody used this shit for over a year and a half. And you're like, oh, yeah, by the way, we got this. That. To do this. You don't even have a 3D mode. It doesn't even turn the games into 3D. It does nothing. It is a flat-ass screen. It doesn't make the games 3D. It doesn't do shit. It just puts a screen in front of you, a low-res screen in front of you, and nobody's using it. That's the person that you want. That's the market growing. That's where I mean, like, even the handheld, it is a small space. Has sold about 4 million consoles, 4 million handhelds, and about 2/3 of them are Steam Decks. You got maybe a million or so between Lenovo, Asus, and MSI. And everybody spent $700, $600, $800, $900 just on these devices last year and the year before. And you're going to come out with $1,000 one? We complain when a console comes out every 3 years and it's $800, $700. They're rolling the way they're putting out these handhelds. These handhelds are coming out every year, and they're $1,000. Oh, I got to upgrade. What is this? The new cell phone model? Is that what Phil thinks? Oh, these handhelds, we'll just have a new Xbox every year. It's such small play. It's just a small group. I don't know how they're abandoning their core audience for that. I can't understand. The people that were cheering Phil into the courtrooms, the people that die on that, they do the pot, they do all this shit, and you're chasing a $400 MetaQuest bundle that it's only an Xbox for 3 months. Phil,
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at the. It's an
Xbox for 3 months. That's it. Grinder, you want to pay $400 for Xbox? It's only an Xbox for 3 months. It only plays Xbox Cloud games for 3 months. It's a 3-month Xbox. That's what it is. It only can play Xbox games for 3 months. And once that subscription's over, guess what you do with that Xbox controller? You can wipe your ass with it because nothing uses it. Because Meta uses their own Meta controllers, right? You're not going to use the Xbox controller with anything. You use the Meta controllers that come with it. That's why they have to include the Meta controllers, because nothing uses that Xbox controller.
Box is in the name of
so after 3 months, the Xbox controller is trash, unless you want to sync it up to something else. And you can't play any Xbox games for 3 months. So it's a 3 month, $400 for 3 months. If you want it for Xbox. Isn't it crazy? Like, is it just me? But I feel like Phil's just chasing in the weeds. Like, I just feel like the whole Xbox brand is just like scraping the barrel. Like, they don't know what to do anymore. They're so just like Instead of just making great games, it's like, let's just do all this other bullshit. And today of all days, this is the day. Death Stranding 2 comes out. Here comes Sony. Look at Sony. Here's a new VR game from Sony. Death Stranding is out. They had the Donkey Kong preview last week for Nintendo. The Switch 2 came out. Death Stranding 2 is about to release. And Microsoft is doing the shit that they always do. Meta Quest Xbox Edition. It's like, Phil, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't get it. And all the people that shit on PSVR 2, nobody wants it. It's a dead thing. They're like, oh, I might get this now. I'm like, you, dude. I might get this now because Phil said that he proved it. We know what we call those people that say, I'm going to go buy this now. Oh, I'm going to buy one now. You're going to buy one now. I got, wait, before you go out and go buy one, hold on. I got something for you.
Juicy, 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 glad, 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 glaze, glaze, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones. Pancake, shake my head.
Oh, damn.
Xbox market.
It's go, 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 go. Oh, man, there you go. I'm going to go buy it now. Yeah, well, you know what? When you go buy it, I better see you like this. Yo. You better be like this. This is how you better be going to buy that fucking headset right there. Like this. I want to see you glazed bitches. This is how they're going to go buy that glazed Xbox. Line them up at the store. There they come. The glazed Xbox fan. There they come. I'm going to buy a Meta now. There they come. Get ready, Best Buy. Here they come. Here they come. Fucking line around the door. There they go. What is it? They're lined up. They're going to be camping out like this, waiting for that headset.
Juicy, 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 glad, glad, glaze, glaze, double glazed black.
Where's my Meta? Where's my Meta pre-order? Phil says it's back in VR. First in line.
Juicy, 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 glad, 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 glaze, glaze, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones. Pancake, shake my head, Xbox marketing.
Where's my pre-order? Oh shit. Oh fuck, Eddie, I can't deal with this shit. I can't even find the way. It won't stop. It won't stop. It won't stop. I can't stop the music. Just keep watching them dance. Dude, the fucking be glazed out there. I saw these guys like, oh, I guess it's time to get a Meta Quest now. Like, oh shit, you glazed on the bitch. Dude, the music, I couldn't find where the music was at. I couldn't stop it. Jeez. Holy shit. Oh, but I'm sorry. Just when they're lined up around Best Buy, grinders, they're lined up around Best Buy. They can't wait to get the Meta Quest. They're lined up around Best Buy. They're glazed in there. They're juicy glazed. They're all ready to go. And then, I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. I got some bad news. I got some bad news. They're lined up at Best Buy. They're ready to cook. They're ready to... Phil told them the VR's back on. Oh, shit. Mr. Henderson. They're lined up at Best Buy for this. He goes, as I said in the article, the availability is very limited. We're hearing retailers like Best Buy only got 2 units per store. Oh, shit, Phil.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back.
So there's only 2 dudes that you think are going to be sitting there with that shit on them and playing like that. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see these numbers. Phil, are you tracking these? He's like, you know what? I got one hand here. I think I think I'll be fine with my one hand on tracking sales of this. That's what Phil said. Oh, shit. 2 of them. Fucking 2 dudes.
You're my number one
It's gonna be the fucking Xbox ninjas. Like, hi, we're here for the new MetaQuest S3's Xbox edition. It's me and my friend. We have 1 tooth, and we're here to buy. I heard you only have 2. We are the Xbox ninjas, and we love to play on our Xbox MetaQuest. Holy shit, 2 dudes, 1 tooth. There they come, the Xbox ninjas. There's only 2 of them at the store. Oh shit, the 2 Utes. I hear you got pre-orders. There's only 2. I'm here in first in line. I am the first Xbox ninja. Oh shit, the Xbox ninjas. They're on the streets. They're fucking 2 units. Fucking 2 of them. Shit, don't buy them all at once, please. Oh shit, don't buy them all at once. They really think of, dude, the announcement that they got, dude. The announcement for 2. Oh shit! And you know what? It came out today. Oh shit! They got 2 of them. It fell off a truck. They're like, yo, what is this piece of shit? Oh, they got 2 of them. Put them in the corner. Let them collect dust. Holy shit! Fucking Xbox ninjas. Yeah, exactly. The next thing, the first, they're gonna be like, we're sold out of the MetaQuest. A complete success. There are 2 of them. He says right here. Look at this marketing shit. Like, look at this stuff. Like, this. The article is longer than how many people they got. $400. Holy shit. There it is. The Qualcomm Gen 2 8GB of RAM. Oh, man. Oh, shit. 8GB of RAM. Oh, my God. That is only the only person that will love that is Stuttering Satya. That is a stuttering that he loves. 8GB of RAM.
Everything that we are doing with our content.
That is Stuttering Satya.
Our cloud.
Man, 8GB of RAM. Fucking that is Stuttering Satya quality right there. He'd be like, this is great. Oh man, holy crap. Oh man, look at the screen resolution. Oh man, you're gonna be playing a screen within the screen. A 1920 by 1832 PPE display. PP. And you're gonna be playing on a virtual screen on a 1080p screen. Oh damn. Oh man, and roughly battery life is only 2.5 hours. Phil, don't blow your oh shit. I got 3 months. Well, you only can put 2.5 hours. And you're done. That's it. Oh shit, and it has the Fresnel lenses. Yo, Aaron, get your ass back in here.
Hey, Ron.
Where are you?
Where are you?
What did he say? He says, oh, some compromises. Dude, this whole thing's a friggin' compromise, this 3S. No wonder I'd even look at this shit. Yo, don't buy this. Buy a MetaQuest 3. That's the better one. That has the full lenses. It has a higher resolution screen. More RAM. This is the booster edition of the MetaQuest. Oh, shit. Phil fucking marketing the booster edition. Oh, shit. Oh, man, this is the booster edition. What? I gotta see this. What the hell? I gotta see this shit. 3 versus the 3S. I gotta see. Phil Spencer, he put in the booster edition. Oh, man. Wait a second. Oh, man, look at the difference. Wait a second. I gotta see this. Look at that resolution. Oh, man, this doesn't look like ass. You look at this. It's 2000. The MetaQuest 3 has 2000. This is what I have. The 2640 64 by 2208 per eye. And this one's booster edition, the 3S that Phil says, the booster edition. Oh, shit. How much RAM does it have? The Quest 3 starts at $300, same price as the Quest 2. Comes with 128, and the 2... Oh, wait a second. Oh, Phil. Oh, Phil, not like this. Wait a second. Hold the phone. Wait. Wait a sec. Grinders, I think I found the Xbox tax. The Xbox tax. Hold the phone. Wait a sec. It's $400 for the Meta Quest 3 for $128. But it's telling me here that the Meta Quest, if this bullshit ad, the Meta Quest 3 with $128, the 256 is $400. Oh shit! So Phil making you pay another $100 for $128 because he put a controller in the box.
The buried.
Oh, not like
juicy,
this.
Glazed blackberries, raspberries.
The fucking Xbox tax. Oh no! They're charging an extra $100 for the 128 version because this says the 256 is $400. Oh man. Phil, not like this. Does it say what the RAM is? They both have full color, right? I hope so. I think so. Oh, man. They're adding $100 to it. Yo, that's wild, man. That is wild. The Phil Ness tax. I gotta see. Hold on. Well, how much is the Meta Quest 3? 3S. 3S 128. Because that's how much they're giving you, right? The Meta Quest 3. Phil Spencer. Not like this, Phil. Oh, no. Look at this. They got the 128 edition Meta Quest 3 3S for $300, and it comes with Batman. Yeah, you want the Fresnel lenses are good, but they have to have a sweet spot. The Meta Quest 3 they have the pancake lenses, which makes it like you don't need to adjust it that much. So if your head shifts, it doesn't get blurry and doesn't have the aura. So like Fresnel lenses are better for removing the chromatic aberration or anything like that and give it more distinct lines. But the pancake lenses are much more comfortable to wear. The mirror effect, exactly. The Fresnel lenses are good, the mirror effect, yeah. But the pancake lenses are nicer because if it shifts around your head, then you don't have the you don't need that sweet spot. Because I know I go from the PlayStation VR 2 that has the Fresnel, and then I go to the MetaQuest, and the MetaQuest pancake, you just put it on, and no matter where it is, it's clear. The PlayStation one, you got to lock it in, and then you got to lock it because the Fresnel shift on it. But Fresnel are better; they're more expensive lenses, but the pancake people tend to like because it doesn't have to hold that sweet spot. But yeah, look at that, $300 with Batman. So Phil said, let's add $100. I'm going to give you an Xbox controller and 3 months of Game Pass. So that is not, so it's because it's 128 gigabyte one. Yeah. Wow. Because that's right? I think so. Let me make sure. Let me double check. Is this the 128? Oh shit! And wow! And that console even comes with 3 months of Meta Quest Horizon. So even that. So all their 3S headsets come with 3 months. Yeah. That is wow. Phil Ness, man. Look. The 3S right now, you could go to Target, get the 3S 128 gigabyte with Batman and 3 months of Meta Horizon for $299. So Xbox took out Batman, made it black, gave you a controller and 3 months of Game Pass for $100 more. So you're paying $400 for the 128. And I said before, it's only 3 months of being an Xbox. That's it. They give you 3 months of Game Pass. It's not lifetime of Game Pass Ultimate. It's 3 months. So they took Batman out. Look, you already get Meta Horizon. You already get the 3 month Meta, and you get $70, and you get a Batman game. And the AA batteries has that Mondo for the handheld for the controllers. Look at that. So here you go. Look, see? The 3S. Oh, I guess you get the different. No, they give you battery. I guess it gives you the Elite headset, the strap. I guess like the hard strap rather than the soft one. Pause. Yes, that's the one I got, Ryan. That's the 3. MetaQuest 3. That one has a higher resolution, pancake lenses, and is more powerful. And yeah, that's the one I have. They came out with a 3S, which is their kind of booster edition. But what I'm saying is like, there you go. That's crazy. So yeah, they're charging $400 for the Xbox limited edition. That's crazy. So yeah, because they and you get the 3-month MetaQuest. That's crazy. Well, there you go. The Xbox tax, full effect, man. Full effect. Glad we researched it. So it is more expensive than the Xbox Quest. There you go. See, because I guess the only difference is the Elite strap, which, let me see. Yeah, it comes with the hard strap. So I guess there you go. The hard strap. So you're getting the hard strap and you're getting 3 months of Game Pass and an Xbox controller. Wow. There you go. So you got 128 gigabyte one rather for the price of the 256. It's crazy, man. It is such a small, and again, like I said, they just said that Best Buy and all of them are only getting 2 of them. So again, I don't know what this strategy is, but it has nothing to do with games. Yet again, we're back to Xbox of no game. Like it's not about games. It's not about updates of perfect. No, not. It's about, hey, let's spam our shit more places. I am sure, Ryan. I'm sure they went to Meta and gone, hey, can we make a branded one? We'll give you a controller. Here you go. And they said, sure. Nobody's buying the 3S. Like, the 3S is what it is. Yeah, sure. And Microsoft probably paid and said, hey, we'll do some branding on it. Same thing they did with the Asus. So this is what they're doing. But I don't know how 2 units per store is going to make an impact. It seems like a lot of work for something very small. So I really don't know. They're scrambling, man. They are scrambling. That's why I said they're not the Sega. They're not the Sega, man. Sega had the IP and games. And that was the one thing, that, coming back to the whole, is it a Sega thing? Xbox didn't do anything to make the purchases seem like their own. They bought a bunch of third-party games and turned them into their tramp stamp on it so they could throw them in Game Pass. It's pretty wild. 2 units per store. It's pretty damn wild. Let me get Sign My Ass is here. Here we go. Sign My Ass. He goes, I've been playing. Oh, shit. Sign My Ass says, I've been playing Janky Jones the past week. And I must say, it's not so janky. Hand on heart, don't you agree, Jez? It's a solid game. Just because Microsoft bought it doesn't make it bad. So, Sign My Ass. He's liking his Janky Jones. Hey, man. I gotta tell you, Sign My Ass, I can't agree. That game was a jank city. That camera alone, going from third person to first person, was unnecessary. And the janky punch, yeah. I can't agree. But if you're enjoying it, hey, man, enjoy it. Enjoy it, Sign My Ass. No problem, man. No problem here. He must be playing it on PlayStation. Maybe it's not so janky on PlayStation. I don't know. But Crooked Vote says all the kids will be asking for an Ally Meta. Yeah, an Ally Meta SX Meta X Ally Series X Quest this Christmas. Exactly, man. It is crazy. See, John Deshawn liked it too. Hey, man, Janky Jones. Some people like Janky Jones. I just couldn't get past the levels. Maybe if there's time, I'll jump back into Janky Jones. But did you get the DLC? Anybody? When's the DLC come out for Janky? The Janky DLC. Juicy.
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries,
There you go. Some has to play on the Pro. Oh, PlayStation made it better. There you go. That's the optimized version. He's supposed to have the janky punches unless they fixed it for PlayStation. I don't know. I didn't play it on PlayStation. I played it on PC when it launched. So, you know, the thing is that if you look at the way Microsoft approached their software problem, because that's been the problem, their software problem. Hit that like button, everybody. How you doing? So, they never fixed their software issue. Instead, they just try to sugarcoat it by releasing more hardware of the Project Scorpio, Project Scarlet, all those other things. And the software has always been an issue. Then they bought a whole bunch of studios. The games weren't ready. Do you remember Bleeding Edge? Bleeding Edge? Yeah, that was part of Ninja Theory's acquisition. They never really solved their software issue that they lost in 2015, 2016. And they bought the studios. Then that didn't work. And nobody was coming to Game Pass. So then they went out and bought ZeniMax. Took IP that was third party and slapped their name on it. Made it exclusive. But they never curated their IP. They never worked it. You know, if you look at the way Sony did Insomniac and how they made Spider-Man associated with PlayStation and then acquired Insomniac, Microsoft did not really do that with their games because they didn't give them enough time. They were so worried about the Activision deal that they never even focused on nurturing Bethesda. That's how you got Redfall and Starfield at 30 frames because they decided to, as artist decision. Oh, September 4th is your Janky Jones DLC? But speaking of that, there was somebody sent me a video. And I figured we gotta let somebody cook here. But again, they really never curated this stuff for their identity. You know, they really never did that. And unfortunately, they're now spreading the goods, putting Xbox brand on everything. But they lack the identity of what an Xbox even is. And that's the worst time to be doing it. True Witty, member for 38 months. Man, oh man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you being a VIP grinder. Hope you enjoy all the content, man. He is 38 months, baby. He goes, isn't it weird, Jez? Even Xbox games are running better on PlayStation. What happened to better, best, first on Xbox? They threw that blueprint out the window. They threw it all out the window, True Witty. You're right. They were going to be first, better, or best. And what? They're taking the time and putting these games on PlayStation, on Switch. Speaking about that, it brings us to this video that popped up. Uh-oh, you know what's happening now. Oh, who's that? Let's hear what Phil has to say about the future of Xbox. Now, this was a video that was done a few months ago. Knowing what we know now, let's hear what Phil Spencer had to say.
Take the same lens of how do we use AI to make the player experience better or the creator experience better. We already have kind of auto up-res technologies, whether it's from NVIDIA, from us, from AMD, Sony's rolled out theirs as well. I think that can help, especially when you think about that.
Well, he said for us, Sony's, NVIDIA. Did it have Xbox upscaling AI? Oh.
Battery life product devices that are battery driven where power is important. More resolution means more power. So if you can actually use techniques to up-res a screen, actually makes the battery life longer. But when we think about AI at a fundamental level, does it make our creators' jobs easier? Does it allow them to do things that they've never done before?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
On the player side, most of our AI investments.
He listed everybody else's upscaling. I didn't know Xbox had one. It's the Phil Ness upscaler.
Today are all around safety and how we're.
Here it is.
Got it. Is that sort of what was meant by, or at least partially, the largest technical leap you have ever seen in a hardware generation? Stated at, what was it, last year's show?
I think that was Sarah's line. I think Sarah runs our hardware team. Like, I think she's really excited by the innovation that we're seeing in hardware, and frankly, not just from us, but when you look in the industry, right?
There's your hint right there. See, isn't it so funny going back and listening to how selective he is with his words? She said she's excited from the technical leap, and he says not just from us. Ta-da! Not from them. It's talking about the OEMs making it. Isn't that pretty crazy? Isn't that pretty crazy that he alluded to it? Like, not from us, and nobody caught that.
That we're seeing in hardware, and frankly, not just from us.
Frankly, not just from... whoa. What technology are you talking about then?
But when you look in the industry right now, I mean, CES, the headlines around new form factors for people playing video games on different devices, the Switch 2 announced was cool to see.
You're my number one customer.
So I think we went through a period in gaming where there was either a desktop or a laptop or a console, and that was kind of it to play video games. Now you've got, LG. We announced that you can play games there. You can stream games to different devices. So one of the things is just how many different devices are able to play the AAA video games that people love.
There's the problem, Phil.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have to go
to
back.
Play the AAA games that people love. Where are your games? What do they love from you? That's the problem. You're worried about putting trash capabilities on an LG TV, but there are no games that people want to play from you on the TV. The what? The games. That's why when Sega left, they had games that people wanted, so they were sustainable to putting their IP, all the IP that we listed earlier, putting it on devices so that they're good. You don't have that. That's why all of these cockamamie bullshits that you're doing, slapping Xbox on all these things, you did it 10 years ago, you're doing it again, and never moved the needle because the games are not there. And like I said, you did nothing to curate IP to associate with your Xbox brand. Instead, you took third-party games that were coming to PlayStation and bought them for $10 billion and said, oh, they're Xbox now. That's what you did. You took third-party games and made them Xbox. Call of Duty is... You think Xbox and Phil Spencer when you see Call of Duty? Unless you watch Courtrooms for 2 years. Come on, man. Nobody gives a shit about LG on a TV because the games you have on that LG TV, nobody wants.
And then making sure that our next devices are devices that are really defined by innovation and differentiation. And I love the roadmap that the team's putting together there.
Differentiation. Mm-hmm.
Brought up CES, so I'm going to go there. How are those Xbox handheld prototypes you teased to Bloomberg coming along?
Handheld?
Yeah.
You have to use the product, right? And that's what we do. Whether it's the products that are in market today, I think it's important the partnerships that we have with the OEMs.
What partnerships that you have with the OEMs, Phil? Like, where are the questions? The tough questions, Dusty Ben. He's telling you right here. What OEMs?
Go back and look at
what OEMs, Phil?
Thinking about our Xbox experience through the Xbox app.
Notice what they keep saying. The Xbox experience through the app. This is not an Xbox OS. This is not an Xbox partition. This is the Xbox app full screen. Dude, this is going to be about nothing burger when this releases. I can't wait to show you. I can't wait to go through what this thing really is going to be, man. It is going to be an app that pops up and you just want to get rid of it.
And how it performs on smaller form factor, controller driven devices, how we're streaming, how Game Pass shows up. It's not just on the device side, but yes, device innovation has to happen, but also our services, our UI, our games tested on those platforms, on those screen sizes, on the devices that perform at that level of performance. It's a lot of work for us to stay on top of this, but it allows more people to play the great games that are out there. And for the industry, I just think that's a critical thing for us to be focused on right now.
For the industry.
Yeah, ripping the Band-Aid off on that topic.
Uh-oh, here we go. Get him, Dusty Bin.
While you're there, are all Xbox games going to PlayStation someday, or will there still be exclusives? How are those red lines looking these days?
The red lines, just to be clear, was of me responding to an answer. Like, I sometimes gets positioned if I kind of ran out with a red lines t-shirt on. We are finding that our games shipping on multiple platforms is a good thing for Xbox. It makes Xbox stronger. It lets us do shows like we did with Showcase with great games, give our game time teams the time they need for us to invest in platform, for us to invest in hardware. I think all of this is part of what Xbox is going to be when we go forward. When you ask,
so just wanted to talk about what he is saying there, in the sense that this is what Xbox is going to be. And doing this, putting their games on other platforms, is allowing them to do the showcases, to invest in Xbox. Do you see? That's why I said, like, this, none of this stuff is coming from the goodwill Phil. None of this stuff is coming from the success of Xbox. All this is coming from is that they spent a ton of money and they need to justify the business. And unfortunately, the stuff that they have already is not doing it. All the PCs in the world, all the cell phones, all the consoles that they got, it's not justifying the returns of what they spent. So they are scrambling to put Xbox in front of everybody, to give you that friggin' diarrhea, chum the water, throw Xbox out there like it means nothing. Just get it in front of people. It is like neon signs on a street. That's what it is. Live. That's all they're doing with this thing. That's why it's on a meta. It makes no sense with two of them in the store. All it does, they're trying to create presence when people don't care. But they need to do that to try to justify, they have to do it. They don't have enough. So they got to chum everything, throw Xbox brand in front of everybody, hoping that they get a bite. And that's what it is. They're taking cheap ass chum guts and fish ass and all that other stuff, and they're just throwing it in the water and then they're fishing. They're like, oh, maybe we'll get something. Maybe. They're just chumming the water with the worst quality bait that they got and throwing Xbox in front of everything because they need exactly overexposure. They just need to get it in front to hope that it grabs. And it's like, dude, you've been in front of people for 10 years. You've been talking the same spiel 10 years. But now they're doing it because they need to. Because they have hit a wall. And he said it in the Valentine's Day Massacre last year, and he's saying it here. We have to do this in order to invest and make shows and all this other stuff, dude. That's right, Cephalon. So they're chumming with fish ass. That's right.
Ask the question like no, I mean, there's Xbox games that have shipped.
And this is interesting. I want you to just listen to this part. All Xbox games? No. He contradicts himself like 2 minutes later.
Xbox is going to be when we go forward. When you ask the question like no, I mean, there's Xbox games that have shipped that we're not going to put on other platforms.
Which ones are those, Phil? Maybe he's talking about Redfall. But I'd like to know which ones are not going to other platforms.
Some of the things we'll look at how they do, but you're going to see more games, not just shipping on PlayStation, shipping on Nintendo. We'll continue to support Steam the way that they ship. We want our games to be in places that people play. We think that enables us to do more on platform, do more on hardware, and it's a good system for us that works. It doesn't mean every other company's got to do it that way.
Do you hear that? Like, that was the key that I listened to when this thing popped up. This video popped up in my feed. We got to go where people play. I think he meant to drop the L. People pay. Because that is the whole reason why they stopped putting their games on Steam, is because people weren't coming to their store. Play Anywhere or not, nobody wanted to deal with the Windows Store. So they needed to go where the gamers are. And that is on Steam. That's always been the white flag. Exactly the first. That's always been that. Nobody's coming to them with all their Philness and all their stuff and all their influences out there and the green and yellow chairs. Nobody's coming to them. So they can't just sit there and wait, saying the customers are not coming. The customers are not coming. They need to put it where the players are, where the gamers are, and they're not on any of his platforms. They're on everybody else's platforms. So he needs to go there. And you hear what he says. We got to go where people play in order for us to do this. So do you hear, like, he needs to go there in order for them to invest in platform.
Places that people play. We think that enables us to do more on platform, do more on hardware, and it's a good system for us that works.
If they were not putting their games on other platforms, they would be done. They have to try to put their games on platforms so that they could justify their investment in the Xbox full experience, in more hardware partnerships, because they paid Meta to put their shit on there. Like, they're paying to do that stuff. In order to justify that, it's like, well, Satya, we're putting our games everywhere and we got to get Xbox exposure. Cloud, look, we'll put AI on there. We'll put AI on there.
Works. It doesn't mean every other company's got to do it that way.
That means that nobody's giving them their games, but it's a one-way street.
But it does mean, I think, that measuring our progress is different than maybe we measured the progress of Xbox or a console-only platform 10 years ago.
And what's crazy is that he says 10 years ago. But 10 years ago is when they weren't a console-only platform 10 years ago. 10 years ago is when they started putting their games on PlayStation. I just showed you the article from 10 years ago where you could play your games on a MetaQuest, on a friggin' a Quest Rift, the Oculus Rift. For those words, you've been putting your games on PC for the last decade, and you're still begging.
It's why we talk a lot about players. I think a lot about the hours that people play on our platform, where we're seeing growth. And this has enabled us to grow in places that we don't normally. Our fastest growing region right now is Asia in terms of players. And you know, think about hours.
What are the numbers,
fastest
Phil?
growing hours is on cloud. It's us finding players in places that people want to go play. They want to buy a console. They want to buy a gaming desktop. Great. Our games will be awesome there. Our consoles will be a great place to play. But let's let games live where players want to play them.
Not on your platforms. And that's the voice of a third-party publisher. Put our games on everything because that's where they are. Yeah, Phil, what are the numbers? Is it growing? Yeah, we're growing. It went from 0 to 1%. It's growing. It's the white flag. So I don't know what they're doing with this Xbox branding. Like, that's the thing. Like, you want to put your games everywhere? Put them everywhere. It's over. But why are you now trying to brand Xbox devices when it doesn't matter where they play? And the capabilities of these devices are wrong. The capabilities of these devices are not real. These capabilities are cloud, and then some are native, and some are your old library that doesn't work. It's not even a uniformed approach. It's fragmented. It's crazy. But you're using the same terms. How do you call a MetaQuest Xbox, and then you call a ROG Ally Xbox? You call the console Xbox. They play 3 different types of games. Some require a subscription to even access it. And once you don't pay the subscription, it's not an Xbox anymore. So how is this an approach? It's confusing. You're trying to bamboozle the customer because you are creating words out of your ass. Yep, that's right. No, Ryan, I showed it earlier that Meta can only stream Xbox Game Pass in a virtual screen in the iSet. It's not even in 3D. It's a 2D screen floating in front of you or floating in a room. That's it. It's not 3D. It's not even 4K. And it's on the 3S, which you could do it on the regular Meta. You could do the same thing right now with your Meta Quest. So I don't know why that makes it an Xbox edition. It's because they made it black. Oh yeah, it's only streaming. That's it. And for $20, and they only give you 3 months, Mondo. They only give you 3 months of Game Pass. So after 3 months, it's not an Xbox anymore. That's right. Scot-free is the end.
Got it. I remember a speech you made at some point. It was something like,
and Phil just countered himself. He just said before here, not all Xbox games are going. No.
Continue to support Steam the way that they ship, shipping on PlayStation, shipping on, we go forward. When you ask the question like all, no, I mean, there's Xbox games that have shipped that we're not going to put on other platforms, growth, and it's a good system for us. We want our games to be in places that people play. We think
no, we're not putting all our games on there, but all our games will be there.
Enabled us to grow in places that we don't normally where players want to play them.
Got it. I remember a speech you made at some point. It was something like, we're doing 4 games. Those games aren't Indiana Jones and Starfield. Indiana Jones has an exclusivity window, to be fair. Can you solidify that Starfield's staying put for the time being?
No.
Dusty Ben asked Phil, is Starfield exclusive? Phil says, no, no, no. I said, no, red bitch. It's all coming.
There's no specific game that this kind of goes back to my red line answer. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no reason for me to put a ring fence around any game and say this game will not go to a place that it would find players where it would have business success for us. What we find is we're able to drive a better business that allows us to invest in great game lineup like you saw. And that's our strategy, right? Our strategy.
See, there it is. Sign my ass with the 50. I'll get you a super chat, man. The fact alone that Phil is wearing Xbox gear in interviews shows how tasteless Microsoft are. No respectable person does that. Dude. Yeah, but he rips off the stamp and it says PlayStation underneath it. There you go, sign my ass. He got you. But there it is. He says, one more time. Let's get it in there.
This game will not go to a
in Starfield. Indiana Jones has an exclusivity window, to be fair. Can you solidify that Starfield's staying put for the time being?
No.
Dusty Ben asked Phil, is Starfield exclusive? Phil says, no, no, no. I said, no, red bitch. It's all coming.
There's no specific game.
So then what did he say earlier where he was like, well, there are games that are not going to other platforms, ones that we shipped already. And so, well, now he's like, well, I'm not writing off any game. So a perfect example would have been Gears Ultimate, right? Gears Ultimate was shipped already. Oh, when that's not going. Oh, yeah, but he revised it to Gears are redone.
This kind of goes back to my red line answer. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no reason for me to put a ring fence around any game and say this game will not go to a place that it would find players where it would have business success for us. What we find is we're able to drive a better business that allows us to invest in great game lineup like you saw.
But you hear that. It makes the business for us to invest in the great game lineup. Do you hear the words? This is it. Like, I don't know where, like, this is it. This is not coming out from the goodness of their heart. This is like, we need to do this and put it all there because we need the money back. We are done. Like, I had to do this to do the shows. That's what you just said.
And that's our strategy.
See, you said right there.
Invest in great Like, there's no reason for me to put a ring fence around
We need
any
the money.
game and say this game
We need
will
the
not
money.
go to a place that it would find players where it would have business success for us. What we find is we're able to drive a better business that allows us to invest in great game lineup like you saw. And that's our strategy, right? Our strategy is to allow our games to be available. Game Pass is an important component of playing the games on our platform. But to keep games off of other platforms, we don't think is the path that that's not a path for us. It doesn't work for us. What we're doing now, we think really enables us to build the best platform for the world's best games, because the world's biggest games are available in multiple places and more.
Not your games. Not your games, Phil. Not your games. But Minecraft. But Phil, this is like, we can't go on. Dusty Bin, this is his first interview. I feel bad for him.
Dusty Bin said,
Light a candle for Dusty Bin. Hit that like button, grinders.
again to cap for Xbox and big glaze, and now he is out buying PS5 Pro. Time to make the cookies. I can't into cap for Xbox and big glaze, and now he is out buying PS5 Pro. Time to make the cookies. I don't wanna carry the same, but I don't wanna act you wait. I don't wanna make you cry. I just ought to tell you say that I don't wanna be your player. I've been wanting you, so wanting you. Cause Dusty Bin said, why did he leave? I didn't to cap for Xbox and be glazed, and now he is out buying PS5.
Time to make the cookies.
Time to make the cookies.
Cookie time, hell yeah. It's cookie time, baby. Chocolate chip, cinnamon raisin, oatmeal raisin, sugar cookies, Philness cookies, all the cookies. Yeah. Dip them in the milk, the Philness. Man, oh man. Oh man, it's roasting season. Light them all, man. Time to make the cookies. It's time to make the cookies. Grinders, I got another video. Man, we are cooking tonight. Yo, what's up, Michael Worthy? You like that? You like that? You like all the cookies he's making? Well, we got another video, Grinders. We gotta go to another video here. Another one that was sent to the Gaming Grindhouse for roasting season. Oh man,
Mr. Yellow Chair.
Yep, welcoming Mr. Yellow Chair. Grinders, here we go. I got something right here. We gotta hear this because this made me. This sounds like something. This is pretty interesting. Let's go. Oh, let's see if this is the part. I gotta hear that. Is that Mondo like that? The no red line cookie. Goddamn. Wait, where's this thing? What is this going on? Uh-oh.
Not day to date, but
I want to hear this part.
Change things around, when it comes to date and do.
People are afraid of change is true in the Xbox. Don't care. We'll experience this as well. Be real. Customers. We're the MAUs and all that stuff. What I care about is as a consumer, now I have flexibility on the fact that I can start a game on my PC representation of the vast majority of people out there that play.
Make change, man. If in order,
I gotta get this part.
I'm be dead serious when I say this. So y'all want to clip this?
But I bet you when that I say it like that, I see more good than bad. Something new. Let's say Xbox goes out a bit. It was 1 year. Yeah.
NFL 2K5.
This part. Now remember NFL 2K5. Let's hear this.
Competition. If let's say Xbox goes out of business, let's just say, right? Then what? PlayStation going to be doing the same exact thing. Like there's not going to be no competition. It reminds me.
Listen to this story. Remember this.
when 2K football, NFL 2K, and Madden was going at it. You remember that? It was going at it, and there was 1 year where, okay, like, you know what? Let's do this something that has never been done before. Let's sell this game for $20. Do you remember that? You know how terrified EA was?
And let me add a little context to that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that when NFL 2K5 and Madden were going at it? We had 2 football games. They went and they said, we're going to do $20 and we're going to undercut Madden. Right? And $20. That's competition. Listen.
NFL 2K5 was $19.99.
1999.
And we're in and this was 2005. It is 20 years later. That is still the greatest football game ever made. So much so, and because of that price point,
it is.
EA went back to the NFL, renegotiated, and made the license exclusive because they didn't want the competition.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a second. So, competition was there with NFL 2K, and then Madden sucked that year. So EA went out and got the exclusive deal with the NFL so that NFL 2K can't make an NFL game anymore because they didn't want the competition. Grinders, let me revive. Who does that sound like? Sony got Ghostwire Tokyo. Sony got Deathloop exclusive from Bethesda. Microsoft didn't want the competition. So what did they do? They bought the whole goddamn company and said, now Starfield is ours. Doesn't that sound similar to what EA did? They were afraid of the competition. They were afraid of the competition. Sony was getting Bethesda games. Don't you remember? Deathloop was like a 90. They were afraid. And they went out and competition made them go buy ZeniMax. Because there was rumors that Starfield was going to go to Sony too. And wasn't it crazy that the great Bethesda games that got really high ratings were the 2 that were exclusive to Sony in the beginning of this generation? Deathloop was like a Game of the Year contender from Bethesda, which I think Microsoft even shut them down after Redfall. I don't even know if that's the same ones. Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo were exclusive to PlayStation. And just out of the blue, all of a sudden, ZeniMax, the parent company, Microsoft says, I'm buying them for $7 billion. Don't you think that that's so coincidental? The first time that Sony starts getting exclusives from ZeniMax is the same time that Microsoft goes and buys the whole parent company because they didn't want the competition. They didn't want it. Same thing goes with Activision. They didn't want somebody else to buy them. So they went out and spent all that money. It seems like Microsoft is acting like EA back in the day. Oh no, you're going to do something better? Well, then we're going to take it off the table and buy it with our money, spend them out of business. Right, Booty? You dirty ass stank face. Yeah, that's right, Matt Booty. We're going to spend them out of business. That's what they meant. We'll just buy everything so that they can't get exclusives and take games away. But Sony's the one with all the money and money hiding. And what's crazy is that after they spent the money on Bethesda, the games finally came to Xbox and they played worse. The ray tracing sucks in Ghostwire Tokyo after years. Isn't that crazy? When he said that, I was like, oh, dude, that's exactly what Microsoft just did with these 2 publishers. They were afraid of the competition, and they went and bought them. That's right. As soon as Sony made games exclusive, oh, we got Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, PlayStation exclusive games. Microsoft's like, oh, we got to buy ZeniMax. And then we're going to make Starfield and Redfall exclusive. Ouch. Compared to 2 versus the 2. Eee.
means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years with our first-party output. I've
that's
said
always
that
that's always been a hit on the company on that. Whatever I hear some.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say always. Like I think we've gone through times.
Not to
where we've
throw
done it.
mud on you,
Yeah.
but I have to know that's a fair.
No,
I think it's something fair to say.
It is. It is fair to say. And
2019, Phil Spencer said their first party output sucked. And then, after all this, the business. Shout out to Nib. He posted the Bloomberg reports that now, which just sucks, a major layoffs at Xbox. Managers within Xbox are expecting substantial cuts across the entire group, according to people familiar with the plans. This will be the fourth big layoff at Xbox in the last 18 months, following 3 major cuts last year and closure of several subsidiaries. Xbox already cut over 2,700 jobs, almost 2,800, at Xbox ABK in 2024 alone. And they listed this as managers within Xbox. Layoffs are going to be coming next week. This is atrocious. And I wish we could go back in time and go to every one of those glazed bitches who are cheering for this ABK deal and just go, I told you so. They told you so. They were biting off more than they can chew. They were spending money that they didn't know what to do with it. And they had no clue what to do with them. And they went out there and they went out there and now they have to meet what the investors want. They're like, we gave you all this money. Where's the returns? And they were chanting. This is what they were doing. Look, I don't know if I even saved it. And this is public out now. Like, this is crazy. The same day that they announced this bamboozlement of the device, the Meta Quest 3 Xbox edition, this news leaks. And what's crazy is that they spent so much friggin' money that they don't know how to get it back. And they champion this stuff. We told them this is too much. With great power comes great responsibility. And they just suck. And they're now letting people go. They acquired too much of a head count. You had Bootleg Jez fighting with Lena Khan, man. She was out in the streets ready to go. And you hear the OEMs putting our games on other places. I'm hoping they don't shut down studios, because that's the worst. Like, if they shut down studios, that will be not good at all. You know? Like, who knows? Is Ninja Theory up on the chopping block? This is an Xbox letting go. Like, I said this before. I said a lot of these games that these dudes were making, these companies were making, were already in production. It's up to Microsoft to now greenlight the next one. And if you're in between projects, if you are, say, Compulsion Games, 7 years to put out a game, you're done. You think Microsoft is giving you another 7 years? They're not. That's why all the goodwill of these acquisitions, time to pay the piper. A lot of these games were already in development, or Phil found them in a garbage pail somewhere, says, fix this. And now they release their games. It goes in Game Pass. They did their job. Time to make a sequel, Phil? Nope. No thanks. Goodbye. Hi-Fi Rush 2? Nope. Thank you very much. We're done with that. And with this focus on selling, and you know what's interesting? Even to go back to that Dusty Bin interview, he specifically says people want to play their AAA games. He don't say indies. He don't say double A. He don't say quadruple A either. But he says triple A games. So does this mean that the fill of exploratory games, little games, games that are not going to make a financial impact like a triple A game would, like a Doom or a Perfect Dark or a Fable, those are the games that are going to be on the cutting block? I don't know. Who knows? They greenlit Grounded too. But if I was Compulsion, I'll be worried, man. Because you're right in the same thing with Hellblade. Like, you finish Hellblade 2, like, they're going to put it on PlayStation and they're going to be done. I don't know, man. I don't know. But all I know is that this is ridiculous. That they did this. And that the stupid industry, that Florian, Hose Law, all of them wanted this to happen, and they are nowhere to be found. Lulu! Bobby Kotick, all of them, all the big mouths that were running in the streets for the last 2 years, talking about how this deal is perfect, it's great, it's wonderful, this is great for business, this is wonderful, they're going to do so much. And then we're sitting here going, no, bitch, this is too much. They don't even know what they're doing. And what's crazy is that in order to get Activision, Microsoft was telling you how much they suck. Oh, we never did all the cloud that we promised. Yeah, that sucks. All the Game Pass subscriptions. Yeah, that sucks. It's not growing. Nobody buys our games. Nobody uses cloud on a phone. They spent 2 years talking about how they suck and how everything that they did didn't work. And they wanted people to feel bad. Well, that's why we need to compete. That's why we need to compete. Because we suck so bad. Blue Pac-Man out there eating us. We need to compete, they said. We suck. That was their position. We suck. Regulators, we're horrible. Look at us. Sony and Nintendo dominated. We suck. We're nothing. I'm like, how do you go 2 years saying how you suck and think that you're going to come out of this and like, oh no, it was just a ruse. That's right, a Trojan horse. Dude, Don John, get ready, grinders. Trojan horse, they said. Dude, the only thing Trojan was the condom that Phil was banging you with. That was the only Trojan horse there. Oh shit, Phil! Trojan horse.
I'd have to go back and look at the.
The only thing Trojan was the condoms that Phil was using. That was it. Trojan horse. He fumbling around, man. They spent 2 years telling you how they suck. And what? It was a ruse? Oh, they're just faking it. Phil's just lying to the jury. He's just lying. Remember? Oh, no, they're really fine. They're fine. Phil is just glazing them. No, man. They suck. It didn't work. It turns out nobody really wants to play on the phones. Oh, shit. Could have fooled me. Mr. Yellow Chair standing there with a Cat 5 cable in his ass. Like, come on. They sucked for 2 years. Let us compete. And these dopes in the street like, oh, they're going to make Activision better. They're going to fix it. Dude, you're getting Black Ops 7 now. Black Ops 7. Good job. And you get more hardware. And Phil, listen, how many people does it take to put a button on a device? How many people does it take to say, oh, you know what? Put a MetaQuest, that new MetaQuest, put a gift card for 3 months of Game Pass in it. How many people does that take, Phil? How many people does it do to sit around a ROG and go, you know what? Let's put an Xbox button on it. Really? How many people does it take? And this is what they're going to do. They're letting go the Xbox division, all the studios they purchased, all the games. Like, they are a deathbed. And we knew it. We said it. We said that they were biting off more than he can chew. They don't even know what they want to do with this stuff. And people are like, fearmongerer. Well, where are you now? Where are you now?
Hey, Ron. Where are you?
Where are you?
Where is Ron right now?
Where are all of them? Dude, as soon as the deal got signed, they went out. They made their money. They made their influencer money. And also, Microsoft was feeding into them, remember? Phil Spencer would tweet out stuff. Lulu was in the streets. Like, they were glazing the influences. They made the YouTube channels like, oh, tell them we want the deal. Tell them they want the deal. Dude, they fed them bullshit. So they got some sort of social positivity. And now they're going to let a whole bunch more people go. Disgusting. It sucks. And again, it's not like, oh, a game failed and now they're letting people go and that sucks as well. It's just Microsoft just keeps laying off people. And all they keep talking about is AI, and they talk about spreading. And it's like, are they really like, I think that there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems. And I'm telling you exactly, Microsoft as a company they were evaluated for high money, but I'm telling you, all of that is because they talk a good game. That whole Chat GPT and the whole open AI shit that may go down, I'm telling you, people made bets on them because they were talking a good game. And now, execution, time to pay the piper. And they're sitting there with their pockets empty. Come on, man. This is like a typical mafia movie. All right, here's $100. You're gonna go do this job. Come back. Oh, okay. Where's my 100? Now, well, I want interest now. You owe me 200. Well, give me another 3. I'll get you double or nothing. I'll get you 3. All right. Well, here's 300. You're gonna come back. I'm 300. I want 600 back. All right. Where's my $600? Yeah, about that 600. I don't have any of it anymore. And that's exactly what happened. Oh, no, I'll get it for you. I'll do it. Wait till we buy Activision. Watch how everything turns around. Watch. Well, everything will go. Well, the money will be pumping and watch. Give us the 80 billion. I know, but watch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now? Yeah, there's no watch. And that's why they went from 4 to everything. So fast. So urgently, so sporadically, so haphazardly. And the problem is they move so fast. They never curated these games to give Xbox an identity, to make them worth anything, like what Sega had when Sega went multi-platform. Sega had IP, identity, things that gamers that people wanted. Microsoft is going back to the archives when people used to care. Remember Sea of Thieves? That game was, 20 years later. And this is the problem that they got. And unfortunately, people are losing their jobs. And specifically at Xbox, they said. And this is the 4th big layoff at Xbox in the past 18 months, following 3 major cuts last year. With the closure of several subsidiaries, Xbox, which produces video games under hardware and software, has been under pressure from Microsoft executives to boost profit margins since purchasing ABK for $69 billion. There you go. That's why I said these layoffs are not because of a game failing. No, this is because they spent too much money and it didn't yield what they wanted it to do. Microsoft's binding commitments will give employees a seat at the table to ensure the acquisition of Activision Blizzard benefits. Yo, they they inherited Bobby Kodak's problems. And exactly, Scott Free, we saw all this. Like, how could you not? It was 2 years of evaluations going, dude, this is a bad idea. Especially when it was like, oh, well, we'll put our games on everything. Call of Duty's coming to 10 years on the Switch. It's like, just pull out, man. The CMA had you. They're done. Just say, we're done. Nope. They kept Brad Smith. Send them out there. The dopey bastard. Where's Brad Smith now? He's probably saying, where's the money? You had me go out there and do a presentation on Blue Pac-Man. But we did all see this coming. And what's crazy is that it doesn't amount to great games. It never fixed their software problem. It was a waste of time, a waste of money. Just to keep games where they are? Why? What's the purpose? And now it's not even about Game Pass anymore. Now you want people to buy your games because Game Pass is not making you the money. So you bought all these companies, all this stuff to put games in Game Pass for a loss. And now you need to sell to make money back. See, that's the problem. They spent all this development. Like, come on. Compulsion Games, man. 7 years to build that game. You think that was free? 7 years to build that game. Forza Motorsport, 6 years to build that game. Horrible. Optimization. 6 years just to throw it in a service for $17, $20 a month. What's the retention like? You'll lose some money, man. You're taking $60, $70, now $80 games and putting them in a service. You said under oath, it cannibalizes sales. So you know, developing that game, you are going to take a loss because of the distribution model that you have created. Same with Hellblade. It took so long for Hellblade 2. They were on vacation photos and all that stuff came and went. And what's crazy is that these games don't have legs. These games are not service games that have legs and a recurring revenue. Dude, they're one and dones. They're done. Some of them are done in a day because they're only 4 hours long. 6 years, $70, 4 hours done in a service. Man, you don't even need to say subscribe for a month. You could probably subscribe, cancel your subscription saying, oops, I made a mistake, and play the game and beat it. Yo, with Hellblade 2, you could buy the game, you could subscribe for Game Pass on Monday, beat the game Monday night, and then on Tuesday go, yo, my kid got my credit card. That was a mistake. Oh, well, sorry, sir. Here's a refund of a month of Game Pass. You just played Hellblade 2 for free. 7 years. All the development money. You got people bamboozled and flabbergasted. South to midnight is 5 hours. Oh, my kid got my credit card. Oh, well, sorry, sir. Thanks, I just beat South to midnight. Yo. Who's taking the hit on the money? Big green red over here. And it caught up with them. And it's unfortunate, man. And I just hope we don't see studios close, because that's the worst. What I want to see is these executives that have been bullshitting us for all these years. Those are the ones that need to get cooked. We need new management. But who the hell knows? We've been asking for new management for a decade. And they're not going to do it. Somebody said Phil Spencer's going to retire. I'm like, dude, I'm not surprised if by next year they're just saying, hey, that Series X console and stuff like that, like, yeah, we'll stop making them. Who knows? Maybe by Christmas. We're not making them. But man, we'll leave you with the image right here. It sucks, Don John. It does. It really does suck. And it came down to the money. And the problem is that they need to get the money back. Like Phil said in that interview. That's why I played the one from Dusty Bin. We need to put our games everywhere and do this in order to give you the showcases and continue development. They're at their wits' end. They're at their final call. This stuff doesn't even make sense. We spent the whole first half hour, 45 minutes talking about a VR MetaQuest for 2 dudes with 1 tooth. Like, that's how desperate they are to just get something out there, to try to make a buck, to try to maybe light fire for the brand. But the fire sizzled out a long time ago. And it's because you didn't have what Sega had when they left. They had respect for themselves because they knew that they had games that other people wanted to play, an IP. You destroyed all that, Microsoft. You destroyed all of it. And now you're clamoring half left and right to try to just sell 1 million, to try to get something over there. And that's it. No way do you have the IPs and the legacy that Sega had when they moved. You don't. And you never focused on great games. You said it won't do anything, so don't do it. Well, now you need great games. And like I said before, when you stop putting your games now, go put Gears Ultimate right now sitting next to Death Stranding 2 and see how it does. Why don't you now launch some now Grounded 2 on that? Why don't you put out some of those Xbox games right now, right next to PlayStation this week? Why don't you throw a game on, you got competition now. These other platforms, the Nintendos, the PlayStations, they got their own games and their own libraries and their own second-party deals and their first-party quality. And you're going to be standing up next to that. That's the problem you have. When you were exclusive, you could just focus on what you have, and that exclusivity should drive people to it, but you don't have that now. So now when you put something out there on PlayStation, you better hope it's not near one of their games. That's a new battlefield. Because now you're on the same shelf as Death Stranding 2. And if somebody needs to spend $70, are they going to buy janky Gears 1 multiplayer that I played, or are they going to play Death Stranding 2 that melts your face? And by the way, go play Death Stranding 2. That's where I'm going. So, grinders, I want to thank you again for coming on to this quick Grinds Bite. A quick one, 2 hours, whatever. We love to go crazy and ranting. Let me make sure I got all the chats in here. Yep, I got everybody in here. Thank you again for coming through, and I'll leave you with some end credits with Phil Spencer's music on the way out. So hit that like button. More coming your way. I'm going to try to do a stream here or there, and who knows? I may go live again. So keep it locked here. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you again for all the support. And grinders, I only got one answer for you. Here you go. Encore, encore, encore.
Wait a minute. She's gone from such to blow.
Justine said, why did he leave? It came to cap for Xbox and be glazed, and now is out buying PS5 Pro. Time to make the cookie.
Yes, I would like to have a refund. I lied.
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything will turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and just build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games on our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race. And it doesn't really relate into the reality of most people, like 90%.
I lied. So, do we get the win this time?
Stop! Enough!
Oh no! We suck again!